I grew up, I would call it kind of the golden era in the 50s and 60s. We would drive out in one day and surf the best surf spot. We'd check the whole coast out. And if you saw somebody along the way on Pacific Coast Highway around Malibu, because there was no valley and inland road, we'd stop and say, hey, how was it up there? We'd stop and introduce ourselves, or we would know the person. And we would, it was like a tribe. It was like a tribe we were a tribe of surfers, and we were all friendly. It wasn't like, don't tell that guy it was good over at our spot because we're going to end up with a big crowd. We were hoping people would come to our spot because we were wanting to see them surf and then we'd share things. It was fun. It wasn't cutthroat. We weren't slashing tires. So we would drive all the way to Rincon and we'd surf there and come back and maybe surf Windansea in the afternoon, late in the evening. So you could move up and down. There was a lot of room. Remember, it was such a different deal. There was only one road, 2-lane road, and it still wasn't crowded. Now you got freeways and they're all packed, and the coast route is ridiculous. So it was a whole area. We could move around and not feel crowded. California was a great place to grow up and a great place to learn how to be a surfer. In the early 50s, you didn't see Hawaii, you heard about it. I saw one picture in National Geographic, an elevated view of that water with boards. I can remember how clear that water was. I'd never seen anything like that kind of water. I got to go there. And in the same issue, there was a big picture of Makaha that's pretty famous if you know your surfing history. It was a big tilted shot. Makaha about 12 feet tilted like that. I didn't know that. There was Walter Hoffman and a couple of the guys taking a drop, 3 guys, and I just went, that's it. I just knew that was for me. I had to go to Hawaii and ride that kind of surf, because you never see that in California. So my plan was set. It was just set. The last day of school, when you graduate, you get up in front of the class, you say, what are you gonna do when you get out of school? And the guy in front of me is gonna take over his father's business, and the other girl was going to get married and have a family, and it was all the regular stuff, right? And it got to me, and I said, I'm going to live at the beach. What I've been doing is going to the beach every weekend. I'm going to live on the beach in Malibu, and I'm going to collect Coke bottles and get just enough money to live and cash it in and have enough to eat and sleep on the beach and surf every day at Malibu. And everybody in the class laughed, and they thought I was putting it on. And the teacher grabbed me by the ear and pulled me outside the room and said, what are you doing disrupting the class and saying something like that? I said, I'm serious. That's what I want to do. And she looked at me and said, you poor boy. And she really felt bad for me because I had such a stupid plan. No plan for it. In her mind, it was just like going totally off. I was out of my mind. Well, that's what I did. And it worked. It's kind of like the deal of following your dreams. If you do, it works. But that was the spirit of a lot of surfers at my time. We did not want to get out and get married and have a family. Maybe some people wanted to get married, but they still wanted to continue to surf. A lot of them slipped off with responsibilities. But there was a hardcore group of people that really just all they wanted to do was surf. And for various reasons, they got there. And my particular reason, I'm from Inglewood, a landlocked Chicano black town. I didn't have anything else going for me. Nobody around me was doing anything, except maybe they were going to take over their father's business. I didn't have any father's business. I didn't have anything that I was going to inherit or go forward, and no mentors. The only thing I ever learned was from the beach and people surfing from the beach and who I talked to. People like Matt Kivlin and Tommy Zahn, and they were kind of like surf heroes of the time, and Velzy and Jacobs, and people that I met at the beach and I started working for later. That was my schooling. That's what I dreamed of. They were all based around surfing. They had other things going for them, but I realized Matt Kivlin he was an architect, but he would surf every day too. So I didn't know what I was going to do yet, but I knew it was going to be a pattern around surfing, and surfing was going to be first. And that's the way I directed my life, and it worked pretty well for me. I just kept the focus and just kept on my purpose. I was going to surf. And so when I got out of high school, I went to Hawaii. And I getting good enough at surfing because I was so dedicated. I wasn't good at sports. I was terrible. I couldn't run fast. I was no good at football. I was a good swimmer, but not in the racing category. So I didn't play water polo or anything in high school. I was good enough to make the lifeguards. That's all that mattered. And then, because Later it became, for 10 or 15 years, I lifeguarded every summer and went to Hawaii in the winter. And along the way, my education was at the beach. I met very influential people, intelligent people that surfed, people that went to college. Ricky Gregg, his sister Robin Gregg, and they influenced me to do something else in my life besides surf. So I went to college too, but I never dropped the surfing was number one.